So let's go ahead and download then install Visual Studio Community 2015. So you can either go to visualstudio.com/vs/community, or you can Google it and find it like that. Also, make sure that you're not alarmed by the fact that this page might not be different based on when you are actually watching this video, because they're constantly updating their website. But as long as it says Visual Studio Community 2015, you should be good to go. So it's going to be our IDE, and an IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. It is basically an integration of separate tools that take care of separate responsibilities. Some of those tools are a compiler, a code editor, or a debugger. And an IDE is a software that integrates it all together for software developers' convenience. So in other words, it's going to help us write software more efficiently. So let's go ahead and click Download Community 2015. And then let's click on the exe. Wait for it until it opens up and initializes it for the setup. Then leave it on default option and click install. What I will do is pause the video until the installation is complete, and then we will go from there. Now that it is finished installing it, I would recommend you to go ahead and restart your computer before launching the application, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to skip that step and launch it anyways. Then I'm going to go ahead and create a test project in order to show you the basics of how it works, how everything is organized, and also just to get you used to the environment. I'm going to click Launch. It's going to open up Visual Studio welcome page, as you can see right here, and also going to do the initial setup. So here we go. Now I will create a test project. So I'll go to File, New, Project, and then I will click on Console Application, and I will name it Test Project, and click OK. Great. So let's go over the structure, the basic structure. On the right side, right here, you have your Solution Explorer. And a solution is basically an overall container. You can almost think of it like that. And a solution can have either one project, which is this is our project, or it can have many projects. But what a solution will have is it will have information about all of the projects, about their states, and about their dependencies. And we will talk about that a little bit more later. But what you want to understand is that a solution is an overall container, and then within that, you can organize your projects, and you can have one or many. And then project, as you can see, can have source files, configuration files, they can have icons, and they can have anything that is specific to that one project. And that's just how you organize your code. And going back to the program, you see here, it says main. We will be talking about methods and classes later in the course, but what you want to know is that the main method is the entry point into your application. So whenever we start the application, this is where everything will start. And the last thing I want you to know is building your application. So if we go build, and then we click on build solution, we can see right here that it says build started, and then says 1 succeeded, meaning that our application was successfully built. What this means is that the compiler, which was one of the tools that was integrated into our IDE, took the code here and turned it into something that the machine could understand, and turned it into an executable program so that we can run it independently of our IDE. So those are some of the concepts I kind of want you to think about and understand, and those are just the basics. Now, moving forward, we will be diving right into it, and we will start learning about some of the basics and then start using those basics in order to write our very first application.